morning, and thanks for joining us on the Tuesday edition of TVC Breakfast. I'm Veronica Dan-Ikpoyi. I'm not here alone today. Thankfully, I have Super Sam Omatseye in the studio with me this morning. Good morning. It's good to have you today.
I'm glad to be here.
Right. There are some stories making the rounds, and one that I'd like for us to quickly talk about is the discovery made by the Amotekun Corps in Oyo State. They were combing the bushes, the forests, because of the recent kidnappings along the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. And so they decided, okay, after a meeting, that they begin to comb the forest to find out what is going on. And they made some discoveries, and they recovered arms, ammunition, 3 sets of military uniforms, a navy cap and raincoat, as well as illicit drugs found in the bush. 4 AK-47 rifles, 4 magazines, and 50 pieces of 7.62 mm live ammunition were discovered.
Well, those were the ones they discovered. Maybe there are more to be discovered in the forest. No, there's a huge line of forests in that axis between Lagos, Lagos, Ogun, and Oyo.
Oyo, yes.
Oyo, and it's a vast forest. And we know that they have been harassing people on the express intermittently in the past couple of months and so on. And the authorities have been alerted to this, and they've been doing patrols and all of that. Well, forests have become the havens of all of these bandits, whether it is here in the southwest or up north, where you have a great deal of forests. And so what we have, actually, we have forests of 1,000 demons. They have demons all over the place. And these demons are actually alive. They have weapons, and they move around with all of those things. The fact that they were able to catch them raises a question. Is it that those people dumped and ran?
Right.
Or they preserved to come back? Or either they dumped and ran, or they stored to return. So the question is, we still need to investigate and interrogate what happened. It is good news that they've discovered them. And it's good news that it has been made public that they discovered them. Because it shows that wherever they are, they know that if they come around, they will be discovered and unearthed.
Yes.
But it's a matter of progress. It could also be that because they have been combing the forests all the way from Ondo in the south to Amotekun has been doing a lot of work, doing all of that. You see that you don't see stories about violence in Ondo as we used to see, in the Ekiti area as we used to see, in Osun as we used to see. So it looked like they were trying to come to Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, because they cannot really succeed in coming into Lagos itself because they will meet a kamikaze situation. So what they've done is to come to that axis and see whether they could succeed in that axis. Now that they've been found out, it looks like there's nowhere to go, and that is the idea that I have from this. But the best thing to do with all of this situation is to ensure that we always have vigilance, because vigilance is the antidote.
Absolutely.
Vigilance is the antidote to this kind of corruption.
And that is where we commend the effort of the Amotekun Corps put together by the Southwest governors and states to addressing this matter of security, because it is obvious that the police cannot do this alone.
Yes.
Now they need to see how to work together seamlessly to ensure that we arrest this matter of insecurity as much as possible.
And the most important thing about this thing is intelligence.
Yes.
I'm sure intelligence led them to this
discovery. Yes.
Because you cannot have security without intelligence.
Absolutely.
And you cannot have intelligence without security. Both of them work together.
Yes.
But the root of it all is that if you know, you can do. You cannot do
when
without
you don't know.
knowing.
Yes.
And you need to know
to do.
In order to know what to do.
Interesting. And this one's new, and they have done.
Yeah.
And we are seeing what happens next afterwards from here, because this discovery, I believe that would lead them to more discoveries, and they keep up the work of vigilance across these corners.
Exactly.
And the states also, the federal government, you know, all the collaborative efforts, everyone necessary to ensure that we get the required security across the states, especially the express, which is a busy route, is done as
the island of violence in the country is incidental. You know, it's not the southeast where there are attacks on INEC offices, attacks, killings.
That is also another source of worry.
Killing of people. I lost a classmate about a month ago through random violence. You know, we don't really in the East. We don't really know whether we are really ready to handle it.
So how the people have received
the problem with the Southeast is that there is no civic cooperation. There is civic intimidation. The people are not working as well with the authorities to stem this down because of the eruption of ECN, the Eastern Security Network, and perhaps associated banditry. And if we have both of them working together, it's difficult to know. The governor of Anambra State said, let us know them, then we'll come there and swoop on them. So there has to be civic cooperation. If there's no civic cooperation, it's going to be very difficult for authorities to rely on their own intelligence, because the intelligence that any authority uses is the people. The people are the intelligence. They are the ones who see. They are the eyes and the ears of the government.
Right.
They are actually the unofficial corporation of the government that really goes around and sees who is making furtive movements, who is acquiring arms and all of that. If you don't get the people buy in,
it's critical.
there is no way out.